Hey guys, Coach Chris here. This is the third video in our Fitness Fundamentals Classroom series. Today I wanted to discuss a topic that I introduced briefly in the second video when we were talking about jumping and throwing. It'll also be important in some of the later videos as well when we get to like plyometrics and things like that. And that is the concept of force production, okay? Now, when most people think about force production in terms of training or strength training, they think about that in terms of, pounds or kilos, all right? They think of it in terms of weight on the bar, okay? So if I talk about increasing my force production in the squat, most people are gonna immediately look to how much weight I have on the bar, all right? And there's merit to that, and that is a way to increase my force production in that movement, but it's only half of the equation, okay? And conveniently, I have that equation on the board behind me here, all right? So force equals mass times acceleration. So the force that you produce in any movement is equal to the mass being moved, whether that is an external object like a bar or just your own body, times the acceleration with which you move that object. So basically the velocity with which you are moving that object through space, okay? So when we talk about force production in any movement, the mass being moved is only one aspect of that. The velocity with which you move the object, whether it's yourself or whether you're performing a lift, is, in many ways, honestly, in most ways, more important than the mass of the object. If we're talking about actual expression of our ability to produce force in athletics, in real life, I can think of very few instances outside of strength sport where the mass being moved is the variable by which your performance is going to be judged. In 99.9% of situations, the acceleration with which you can move the object is actually what is going to determine the quality of your performance in that endeavor, okay? So how you are able to express force production is very, very dependent upon how you blend these variables in your training, okay? If it weren't, then elite powerlifters would also be elite sprinters. And I don't know how much you guys keep up on either of those sports, but there's very little crossover between those two sporting events. You don't see a whole lot of elite sprinters going around and setting powerlifting records, nor will you see a lot of elite powerlifters sprinting at the Olympics, I guess next summer at this point. So if you want to be able to express explosive force production in sport or in life, then you need to train explosive force production in the gym, okay? So that's basically all I wanted to get into today. So force equals mass times acceleration. So if you want to improve your force production and your ability to express force production, don't just concern yourself with the weight that you're moving. Concern yourself very much with the acceleration with which you are able to move yourself and weight, okay? Talk to you next time.